Hey, Jeff Donovan here, Salt Lake City again, wishing you a happy new year. And this is part 2 of the two-part series I'm doing on setting goals, reaching goals, and achieving your full potential. And this is just a summary of the last video I just did about the 7 most important components or steps that I use for successful goal reaching. Again, it starts with written goals, and then the goal starting in the first person with I, and the third step, an action verb, I will, and the fourth, a completion date, and fifth, the action steps. So those things that are going to be required for me to hit that goal, the actions I'm going to take, specific actions to hit the goal that I've written down. And the next item is to always be visible, have my goals in front of me where I can see them, because the more you can see them, the more they're going to happen. The more visual you can see your goal, the more in your subconscious will internalize that goal, and those things will happen because when your mind tells you, when your mind is programmed to accomplish the things that you desire, and you've got a specific plan, the universe yields to those type of people who set their goals and have a positive mindset, and the universe will yield to them. So have your goals visible. And the 7th one I mentioned, and that is make sure you get someone that you can be accountable to, share your goals with, and on a weekly basis talk to that person and ask them to, and share goals with each other. Do the same process. Find another person just like yourself that wants to go through this process and be a lot more successful in 2010 with reaching your goals. Find a partner that you can share your goals with and ask them to hold you accountable. I do this every week, as I mentioned on the previous video, Wednesdays at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. We share our goals each week, the actions we're going to take towards our goals that we've set, and then we hold each other accountable. So that's the thing I just want to review with you. Now, this is kind of where the rubber meets the road, and where now that you've got a very clear set of goals and actions and steps, now the tough part is really carving out the time to hit the goals that you've now set. If you want to double your income this year, I'll tell you what you can do. If you want to double the income you're doing this year, turn off the TV. Okay, that may be hard for you. It's interesting to note also that more people spend time watching sports than they do investing in themselves. My point is, if you really want to be successful, it's going to take, at the goals that you're going to set for yourself, getting out of your comfort zone and really accomplish the things you want to accomplish. If you have a full-time job, if you're a family person like myself, I've got 5 kids, ages 15 to 26. I've got commitments to my church. I've got commitments to my community. I'm a Boy Scout leader. I have a troop. I have multiple commitments going on all the time. And the challenge that we all have, and that is, when you set your goals, it's a matter of now carving out the time to accomplish those goals. So what I recommend doing is, I'm going to give you an example of what I'm doing as it relates to my business specifically and some of my personal goals. What I've done is, now that I have all my goals established and I have my actions and I've got my accountability partner and I've got my completion dates, now I've got to carve out the time on a day-by-day basis so that I can hit those goals. So what I do is I actually set up a week schedule, and I actually fill in from whatever time in the morning to whatever time at night. And I don't make it, just so detailed so it's like every single minute, but the idea behind it is, what am I going to do in order to accomplish my goals? Now, for my business, I'm an online marketer, and with my online marketing business, one of the things I shared with my team recently was something that became more reinforced for myself. When I read the book 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss, one of the things Tim talked about was eliminating distractions and becoming more focused, kind of like my video I talked about before, focusing on the ball, focusing on the objective. And this is focusing on your time, using your time more effectively. So what I've done with my organization that I have is I've notified them about a month ago that between the hours of morning through 1 o'clock each day, I'm not available to them unless it's an emergency. And during that time, I use that time to schedule the things that are going to allow me to get to where I want to get to accomplish my goals in 2010. So what I've done is, I'll bring this up here. I'll put this in front of the screen here. It'll give you just a little bit of detail, but this kind of gives you an idea. I've got all my goals established. I should show you this first. So there's some of my goals. This is one of a few pages of goals that I have. And you can see the template I've created for including the steps that I shared with you on the previous video. And I'll be happy to email this to you or make this available to you if you email me. Be happy to provide these templates for you. And then this one right here are those goals that you just saw and the actions associated with them. Now I've scheduled the time for me to accomplish each of these goals, and that's going to make me really a lot more able to actually accomplish my goals, because I'm now going to carve out the time I need in order to accomplish them. So just summarizing, I promise you that if you'll implement in these 2 videos, if you'll implement the 7 steps that I shared with you, I promise you you'll have much more success in reaching your goals, and then looking back at the end of the year and saying, gosh, I did it. I did so much more. And that would be just my great honor to know a year from now or even a month from now, as you implement these same steps that I use for my own self. It would be a great reward for me to get your email and to receive an email from you to say, hey, Jeff, thank you so much for sharing this plan, these steps that you use. I would love to get your email and receive just a kind of your own testimonial, your own experience about how this helped change your life. Again, this is Jeff Donovan. My phone number, 801-541-5730. And the best way to reach me is through email at jeff@jeffsdonovan, JEFFSDONOVAN. That's jeff@jeffsdonovan.com. That's my blog. And feel free to send me an email. I'll be posting there on a regular basis. And I wish you the very best and a happy and prosperous new year.